Hello friends, I'm Ray with O & Co Games. I'm one of the two artists working on our pixel platforming game, Tethergeist. Tethergeist is full of a broad cast of diverse and eclectic characters, but the most important character in the game is of course the game's protagonist, May. May is kind of our baby. We love her and are proud of how her design ended up, but she didn't always look this way. Today I'm going to share the process of taking May's design from this to this. The original sprite we used for our 2021 GMTK Game Jam version of Tethergeist was actually created by Jordan. Well, he didn't exactly create it, per se. What he actually did was download this Toph pixel sprite from the internet, changed the hairdo, and recolored her. The result was this cute little white-haired girl. Although May changed quite a bit, this original character design heavily informed how both the character and the game look now. One trait that's never changed about May is her hairstyle, hair danglies, and a bun. This hairstyle was so iconic to her design that we actually called her Bun during the jam, and for many months after. It took us a long time before we finally gave her a real name. That hairstyle turned out not only to be an important part of May's design, but also an important icon for May's culture. You'll notice that every single one of the people in the mountain village have buns, unless they're from out of town. This wasn't just an arbitrary design choice. We determined early on that buns were culturally and religiously significant to May's people. Because of this, you can generally tell if an NPC is from May's village or not by whether or not they have a bun, or if a character is from May's village but doesn't have a bun, it's a symbol for how that character feels about their village's traditions. We can talk more about what these icons mean in another video, but for this video we're focusing on May. Once we started expanding the game into a full product, redesigning Bun became a high priority. Bun had some charm, but she also had some issues. For starters, her design wasn't well optimized for gameplay. The sprite didn't fit the pixel style we wanted to use for Tethergeist, her colors were often hard to see against the background, and her movement wasn't as expressive as we wanted it to be. We did our best to address all these issues in the new design, starting with the most important issue, game optimization. While Celeste is perhaps our most obvious influence as far as gameplay goes, the pixel art style of Tethergeist is actually more heavily inspired by Hyperlight Drifter. We love this game. I actually introduced Noah to it back in 2016, and he has gone on to become a huge Heart Machine fan because of it. Noah actually keeps the Art of Hyperlight Drifter book on his desk. He says that if he is ever having a hard time figuring out a specific asset for Tethergeist, he'll open up the Hyperlight art book for inspiration. Many major art decisions for Tethergeist can be attributed directly to Hyperlight. For example, we decided to work at a higher aspect ratio than similar platformers, which typically work much smaller to look more chunky. We like how smooth Hyperlight looks, so we went bigger. Additionally, we don't have any outlines as part of the game's sprites. Plenty of assets in Tethergeist do have some sort of shape-defining outline, but are missing that explicitly hard edge that is in so many other pixel games, once again thanks to Hyperlight Drifter. While resizing May to fit our aspect ratio, we also had to change her colors. The original Bun sprite used colors that were hard to see against the game's varying backgrounds. Her light and generally desaturated colors actually disappeared in certain parts of our Game Jam build. Since color is my purview, I chose a triad of colors that would stand out against any background we designed. Her shirt is yellow, her pants are dark green-blue, and her hair is a salmon red color that isn't used anywhere else in the game. I've got more to say about that color choice in a bit. In order to further increase her readability, we gave May proportions which were easier for Noah to animate. I did this by first sketching out a non-pixel version of May's sprite so I could better play around with proportions, and then translated that design into pixels. Noah worked hard to perfect the animations, and worked closely with Jordan to match up May's movement with her motion for the right gameplay feel. Her motion became more fluid and expressive. With all that in mind, we also sought to give our character a distinctive personality. We wanted May to be cute and sweet, somebody you would trust to babysit your children, but she is also still a teenage girl and has had a life defined by a crippling illness, so she is capable of being sharp and stubborn. One of our big inspirations is Avatar Aang. May shares in his generally optimistic outlook and a desire to enjoy life even when things might look grim. She is also like Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet. She feels restricted by her lot in life, and though it may be more than she bargained for, she's ready to answer the call of adventure when it comes knocking. May has Anne of Green Gables' sense of drama, the drive to prove herself like Mulan, and the overwhelming sense that the odds are stacked against her, like Frodo. Writing May's personality profile like this was an important step in helping the team come to a unified understanding of our main character. But that doesn't mean we know everything about May yet. As we continue to develop the rest of the game, sometimes we disagree on how she would react to certain situations, so she continues to evolve just like any other character. Our goal is to create a character that the player will find interesting, likable, and someone they can empathize with. someone whose shoes the player is happy to step into and experience her journey. Noah and I have both done many character designs professionally over the years, but working in pixels was a strange new challenge. It's one of those things you don't really understand until you make pixel art yourself. The medium can be very touchy and unforgiving at times, and there's only so much character you can put into a 36 pixel high sprite, so we turned to more traditional illustrations to help her personality shine stronger. That's why we decided it was necessary to include close-up character illustrations, as is done in many games where the in-game character is too small to portray an entire personality. So early in the design process, we started figuring out what our high-res character designs would look like and what style they would be rendered in, resulting in many sketches of May. We considered doing high-resolution pixel art portraits for a time, but eventually decided we would do non-pixel illustrations because that's where our experience is strongest and it would allow for faster production. Our drawings could be more expressive than our pixel portraits. The style of illustration we settled on was heavily inspired by one of our favorite animation studios, Rudo Co. They make the most phenomenal music videos, and one in particular, No Lullaby, has a lovely simple aesthetic to it that we felt really matched the tone of Tethergeist. Because May's pixel sprite was too small to convey much personality through expression or detail, we turned to color to do much of the heavy lifting, the most important of which was May's hair color, so let's talk more about that. Ironically, when Jordan was creating the bun sprite, he avoided giving her red hair in order to disassociate her with one of the game's largest influences, Celeste. Then I came along and turned it red again. Oops. But I stand by my decision. I chose red for a combination of reasons. From a design standpoint, red happened to be a great choice for making our character pop in the environments we designed, which have lots of cool tones that contrast nicely with red. From a personality standpoint, red is often associated with boldness and passion, which we felt embodied our character well. It's also among the most iconic hair colors popularly used in entertainment for rebellious female characters, again, aligning with May's personality well. But also from perhaps a slightly egotistical standpoint, salmon red is the color I use to brand myself with. I used to dye my hair this color, and ever since then, whenever I draw myself, I give myself salmon red hair. I relate to May because parts of her struggles are inspired from my own, as I also deal with chronic pain, so it seemed fitting to give her a little piece of myself. So while the color does relate our main character to Celeste somewhat, it also ties her to many other beloved characters who we want May to embody, so we don't plan on changing it. So that's our main character, May. We like her a lot. Not only does she embody the personality we designed her for, but she's also very iconic. From a tiny avatar in gameplay to a fully illustrated animation, May's bright red hair, bun, and hair danglies make for an eye-catching character design that is simple and communicative. She even looks great in settings completely outside of gameplay, like as these perler bead magnets we made, or these mandalas I drew for fun, or in all these awesome fan art drawings from our Discord community. We hope you like May as much as we do. That's all for this devlog. Thanks for tuning in on our progress. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like this video and subscribe. You can also join our community on Discord, and if you haven't already, please go wishlist Tethergeist on Steam. Thanks for watching.